Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, HitThatLine.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Light the candle!
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about them Cowboys?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those Hawks!
And we welcome you in to a What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush. You heard Coach Mike Gundy there talking about Sam Pittman. If you're just listening, you actually just heard him on the Chuck and Bo show here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and Hit That Line Now app. He had a chance to share a few things. Tommy, I was unaware that apparently he still bales hay. Yeah. But that was something I learned this morning in addition to some other football stuff.
And if he doesn't do it right, his dad's going to be right in the middle of it. So that's what he was telling us. That's the way he said he likes it, is the dad's still on his case when things don't go right. All right, it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. I'm thinking about what goes on the grill, and, man, is it grilling season. Richard's has the best variety, the best value, and the best quality you're going to find around. I know this, when you're going somewhere and you're going to fire up the charcoal, you're going to fire up your new pellet grill, or you got a new gas grill, right? You got to have a great piece of meat to put on there. And that's what you're going to find at Richard's, whether it's a thick steak, a thick pork chop, or anything that they do that's their house specialties, plus all the sides. It's at Richard's Country Meat Market just off College in Fayetteville, and find them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Can you feel it?
When you play a team in the SEC, you're gonna play girth.
Sweltering summer sun giving way to a wild autumn wind.
I have a lot of former teammates on that team from high school, and then just being able to go back to Oklahoma where my family's at, and a lot of people I know. Definitely excited to get down there and play in my home state.
The time for talking is over.
Benintendi might be going and Benintendi is now tossed.
Buckle those chin straps.
If we can focus on those things and not necessarily what some guy in his basement saying in rural Central Florida on social media, then we got a chance to get better.
This is football season in America, and it's time for the opening drive.
Tommy, I didn't think I was going to hear the word girth listening to Mike Gundy's press conference, but when talking about the Arkansas defensive line,
Gonna play girth.
Yeah,
they're big boys.
That is
wide.
I'm sure we could go a variety of phrases. I'm sure the guys in the afternoon are going to go to a variety of phrases on that. But you heard him. You heard Luke has.
What else would that mean, Ty?
It's what I have, Tommy. If we're gonna go there, if you want to go there,
You're fairly skinny. I mean,
in another area. But if you want to go there, that's where we'll go.
I don't
you
know
heard
what you mean, Ty.
Well, I can explain it to you, but we might get into the pit of despair at that point.
I think it's like a lot of things you don't know what you're talking about. So,
well, I'm slightly above average, as I like to tell people.
Okay.
You heard Luke has there, who's more than slightly above average. This is a guy that could eventually win the Mackey Award here at Arkansas. Bixby, Oklahoma. I looked it up this morning. 79 miles separates his high school stadium from Stillwater in Boone Pickens. Not that far. Bixby's not that far from here, from Fayetteville, to be honest, but it is his home state. Of course, his twin brother Dylan's on the football team as well. He mentioned last night, that he'll have anywhere from 8 to 10 family members that will attend. Tommy, we talk about Texas kids going to Texas, Louisiana kids going to Louisiana, but now the benefit with playing Oklahoma State and Oklahoma in a few years, you got some Oklahoma kids on this roster that are excited to be in their backyard.
And we're focused on this game. It hadn't happened in a while. We've anticipated this matchup, and they'll come over here. But it's the closest Power 5 program to Fayetteville. Those are, grounds that are going to be, a battleground in the Tulsa area and surrounding areas. And you just wonder what's the perception of the Big 12 going to be there? If a kid wants to play in the SEC and he doesn't go to Oklahoma, does he come to Arkansas? Or does he say, well, if I can't go to OU, then I'll go to OSU still? I'll find it to be interesting. We've heard from Pat Jones, and Clay's got a new column up. We're going to talk about it with Clay when we're all together in Baxter County tomorrow about where that leaves Oklahoma a little bit Oklahoma State rather, in the recruiting in that part of the world. So they got a chance to really, and I say they being Oklahoma State, to really be the stalwart and be the name that when you mention the Big 12 moving forward, Oklahoma State, when it comes to football, should be one of the first names or program or two that you mention moving forward in the Big 12. We'll see if they can develop that. A win over an SEC program would go a long ways in that direction.
And I think it begs the question, as you get a chance to play Oklahoma State and Memphis and Arkansas State and Utah. You got a chance to go out to Salt Lake City and Provo a couple years ago. Arkansas has some opponents that you either haven't played in a while or hadn't ever played before. Proximity-wise, you brought this up before the show, and I was unaware until you said it, that it's the closest Power 5 program to your campus in Fayetteville, football-wise. And I hadn't ever thought about that before. You've got some, of course, other colleges that are a little bit closer, but when you think about a Power 5 football team, if you're an Arkansas fan, if you're listening right now and you can think about a home and away or a game in future years, do you want to play a team that's close, or do you want to play a team that you either haven't played or hadn't played in 50 years, that you go travel either in the Northeast or the out west, like a Washington or something like that? I mean, this is an experience, Tommy, that we'll have some listeners that will make their way to Stillwater, even if they don't go into Boone Pickens. They'll be in that atmosphere. But I've always felt like Nebraska is a team that you should play, just the closeness and proximity, and it's a brand in college football, and it's, even though it's dwindled a little bit in recent years.
Give Jeff Long and Hunter Yurchek both credit. They've tried to play and have played in some cases and will play some of the elite brands of college football. Michigan was on the schedule. That game got bought out because they wanted to play Notre Dame. That was going to be a home-and-home and a trip to the Big House. Notre Dame, COVID got that. They're going to come here. Hopefully there's a return trip. So, excuse me, Arkansas's had the willingness to play some of those type teams. Nebraska used to be right in the middle of that, top-tier, top-notch list, top-shelf list. They're not anymore, but I would love to play Nebraska. When you talk about who would you like to play, someone in proximity like you're doing this weekend, or would you like to travel somewhere? I think it depends also, are you getting a home-and-home out of the deal? Because, if I'm going to play a Michigan or a Ohio State or a Notre Dame or a team of that nature, a Miami, which Arkansas did back in the 80s. I'm trying to think of some, Oklahoma State used to be a regular on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to play those type of teams, you want them to come to your place too. And you want to have kind of an even shot. You're going to do that with Utah. Utah's another one of those programs that ought to be, first name out of your mouth kind of program in the Big 12 moving forward. And, that won't be easy. So you're going to play two of the Big 12's best in the next few years if the schedule doesn't change.
A couple other ones that have been chimed in I had written down as well, the Kansas and Kansas State. I know we don't think of Kansas traditionally as a strong football program, but Leopold has actually done a good job. I think we saw that firsthand 2 years ago in the Liberty Bowl. That was a really, honestly, a really good bowl game for the standards that was that year. Kansas State and Manhattan not too far away. If you've got a thought, you can jump in here, 877-377-6963. Mike Gundy had a thought on this Arkansas series with Oklahoma State, because, again, you're not just playing – it's 4 games, right, Tommy? You've got 2 in the 20s and 2 in the 30s, if I remember that correct. Am I right on that?
I thought it was just a 2-game, but I wouldn't die on that hill. So I thought Arkansas had them in 25 or 24 and 28 or 24 and 26. I can't. I don't keep that committed to memory.
I think they've added on to it, because I think they added 2 additional games. Either way, here's what Gundy had to say about this Arkansas and Oklahoma State series that they'll go at each other.
I think the series is good for the reasons. You were there the other night, right? The other day, other night, whatever. But because you're going to want to play quality non-conference schedules now, so the committee will have respect for that. And this is a good matchup because it's 2 hours and 45 minutes away, and you have a lot of crossover with people, right? There's a lot of Arkansas people that can live over here, and there's a lot of Oklahoma people that have migrated over there with Walmart and all that stuff. So I think it's good.
He mentioned something there that I think is important, the non-conference aspect. Now, Arkansas is not, at least in the last decade or so, been looked at as a great SEC team or a great win for the likes of other opponents. But for Oklahoma State, Tommy, if they don't win the conference, they need an additional non-conference game to kind of bolster up their Big 12 schedule. They don't have the benefit of playing the Big 10 or the SEC where they're just assumed that 2, maybe 3 losses get you in. They need a game like this, and they need Arkansas, honestly, to have a successful season post-Saturday.
Well, and I just think you talk about the crossover. Dear friends of mine and our friends over at Harry Robinson, Scott and Renee Durham, just sent their young their daughter to Oklahoma State. Their older daughter had been there previously. Our friends at Bell Point Beverage, they've got a family tradition of going over there, and they've got a great veterinarian program, and that they've been over there because they're big into the cattle business. So we all have connections with people because of the proximity whose kids did not go to Fayetteville, but they went to Stillwater. And I don't know, that makes houses divided or what the rooting alliances will be. But you know what? Everyone I know that's got that kind of connection that's at least recent and some not so recent, they're going this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that makes for an interesting conversation this week. And listen, if you made Oklahoma State a permanent opponent, I wouldn't gripe about that. And I think it's good to have variety. But, when you played the soundbite there from Coach Gundy, it's probably more advantageous for Oklahoma State in the long term because they don't have the benefit of the quality of an SEC schedule the way that Arkansas or any other SEC school will. So a quality game against an Arkansas or any SEC program's going to do nothing but help, even if you lost the game, if you're Oklahoma State compared to the rest of your conference schedule.
Arkansas is 30-15-1 all time against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The last game, I guess, was in Little Rock in I think it was 1980, which you won that day. So it's been quite some time. You referenced Clay's column on hitthatline.com, the conversation that he's had with former Oklahoma State coach and Oklahoma radio host Pat Jones, who we've had on these programs. This is just, I think it's kind of exciting for a lot of, you've got the Jimmy Johnson connection, you've got the Coach Jones connection. You mentioned some of our advertisers and their kids. I have a friend that started at Oklahoma State, ended up in Fayetteville. I've got several others that have gone to Stillwater as well. I think you have, this is my opinion, doesn't make it right, I think you have more in common with Oklahoma State than you do Oklahoma. Oklahoma is not the little brother. Arkansas fans at times consider themselves to be the little brother in the SEC, and Oklahoma State very much is the little brother. You've had successful football seasons where you've gotten close, haven't gotten it done. You look at that 2011 year, Tommy. 2011 was very similar to Arkansas. They go all the way. They lose to, I think, Iowa State by a field goal. That was Gundy's best team with Brandon Whedon 10-plus years ago. I mean, Arkansas lost to the 2 eventual national champion competitors. I think there's some similarities between these 2 football programs.
Well, make no doubt about it, though. If OSU had their choice, they'd play OU. They love to continue the Bedlam game. So as much as it once again falls in the old category of as much as you'd like these guys to be your rival, they'll never consider you their chief rival because there's always going to be big brother hanging out there that they'd love to play more. So and I don't know if or when that will roll around again. All right, we're brought to you this morning by Valley Dental. You've known them as Riley Farm Dental before, but now they are there to same doctors, new name, and valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. There to take care of you. 479-226-3500 to make an appointment. Dr. Bland Van Nice has now joined their team. So, they make it comfortable. They make you confident when you leave there with a better smile, and they make it easy. Plus, they offer same-day crown service as well. It's Valley Family Dental Practice, 226-3500, or online at valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
I want to get going with
Valley Family Dental.
I want to get going with one of my beefs this morning as we roll on here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Tommy, we both talked about the importance of this game, right? But I think we need to separate importance with vital. Like this game does not decide the season. I think a beef of mine recently has been that if you lose this game, the season's over. By the way, this is the new SEC on ABC theme song. It's kind of a remake from the 2000s, so I guess they pulled that back. But, Tommy, you look at what Oklahoma State has coming back. Their media guide had a couple interesting tidbits, I thought. 34 seniors, 4th most in college football. They have over 200 offensive line starts, which is the most of any college football team. And outside of Bama, They have the most home wins since 2020. The reason I bring all these things up, and I know everyone's excited what you saw offensively this past week and defensively as well, but if you lose this game, you're losing to a good football team. It's not the end of the season. I've said all summer I don't expect them to win this game. I haven't changed my opinion post Thursday night. I've just gotten frustrated with the idea that if you lose to Oklahoma State, a perennial contender, and who I expect to be in the Big 12 championship game, your season's over. I don't agree with that at all. It's a beef of mine this morning.
If you get blown out and you're never competitive, you never menace in the fight.
Yes.
Then people are going to say, see, I told you we weren't any good. See, I told you 70-0 against UA Pine Bluff didn't mean anything. See, Sam Pittman's no better this year than he was last year. So they need to keep the gloves up. They don't need to get bruised up and literally or figuratively in this. I've said all along, it's very important to split between Auburn and Oklahoma State. Preferably you'd win at Auburn because it's a conference game. I think if you could be 3-1 after 4 games, and I'm assuming a win over UAB, which is not assumable.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a game that you're just going to roll them out and Arkansas is going to win. Arkansas is has not proven to be a good enough football team to do that with anyone other than the opponent they played in Little Rock.
Yeah.
And that includes UAB. So if you're 3-1 after 4 games and headed to play A&M, I think you're right on track to have the kind of season that should meet or exceed most expectations. I'm with you. If you lose at Oklahoma State, it's not the end of the world, and it doesn't doom your season. You better be competitive, and you better look like a team that can take the fight to them in the SEC, or people are going to start jumping off the train and start wondering how many days, Ty, till basketball season starts? When's Cal's first practice that he's going to open up to the public? Are they still playing Kansas in an exhibition game? I'll hang up and listen. That will be where the conversation will turn to rather quickly.
Tad and Siloam Springs texted in a similar thought that I have. We need to reject this narrative that the OSU game decides the season. You can't let one non-conference game set the trajectory. Win, you haven't really accomplished much yet. Lose, and the entire season is still in front of you. The game will be a useful measuring stick, but it's not a crystal ball of the future. I think
agree with that.
I think about what Arkansas has to do for the first time with Taylon Green, 3 new offensive linemen, a new running back. I got to be dead honest with everyone. Now, I'm not completely ruling out the idea that Arkansas can't win this game. I still don't think they're going to, but I'm ruling out if Andrew Armstrong does not play on Saturday morning/afternoon, you are not winning this football game. I got to be honest with everyone. Now, he's questionable right now, it sounds like, according to your head football coach, Sam Pittman. I do not see, Tommy, you can go the other way on this, and you can hopefully alleviate some of the questions I have, but I do not see a scenario where you can win in Stillwater without your best wide receiver for Bobby Petrino's offense.
Yeah, if you can run the football. If you can get first downs running the football. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but to say they can't win, you're also telling me that you don't believe they'll run the football.
Well, I think that the reason teams can run the football is because they have a guy on the outside that can open them up. And I don't see, and listen, there's some guys and there's some players in Arkansas's wide receiver core that I like, but none of them are as talented as Andrew, and none of them have one-on-one breakaway capability. I know we've talked about Sustainer's speed, but part of the Oklahoma State, I think, is just going to stack the box and make Arkansas throw. And Taylon had some accuracy issues I saw in last game that are going to potentially showcase themselves in this game come Saturday. I just don't – I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know how they win without their best wide receiver and a guy that can truly take the top off of the defense and Andrew Armstrong.
Hey, you've said a lot of crazy stuff over on this show.
That is true.
That ain't the craziest thing you've said. In principle, you're right, but I just don't know that one player determines win or loss on this team. Landon Jackson would be the closest player I think you've got to. If he doesn't play, you can't win.
Well,
I'm not even sure Taylon Green's on that list after. And again, I don't want to bite too much on what we saw last week against Pine Bluff. But,
yeah.
One of my concerns was, man, if Green gets hurt, where are we at? Well, I'm telling you, I put that to bed for now. because I think you got an offense you can run around Singleton, or I think KJ Jackson's the future of the program. I really do.
Well, Arkansas has gone on the road against ranked opponents before and gotten wins where they were unexpected. Think about TCU in 2016. Tech wasn't ranked at the time. He beat BYU in 2022. It's an opportunity for this football program. And Josh Braun was with the media last night. Here's what the Arkansas offensive lineman kind of alluded to with this game Saturday.
We have the opportunity to go make a statement on the national stage. We're 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC. I mean, the country's going to be watching, and we can see really what we're made of this Saturday.
Tommy, I was looking at the football schedule. Give people a reason to switch from Fox to ABC. I mean, you got the Michigan-Texas game. Give people a reason to go back and forth to watch your team on Saturday.
Hey, it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Call or text us with your beefs, 877-377-6963. And get by Richard's Country Meat Market for everything you want to throw on the grill this weekend. Brought to you by the Phil Bobbers from Pradco, Phil Floats. If you're looking to get out on the pond and do some fishing this weekend, they've got it in Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com. Balsa wood floats, premium balsa wood floats made by the truckloads in their Fort Smith plant. They're great at detecting just the slightest bites, working with red worms or crickets, and your kids are going to have a lot of fun with that. Look for Phil Floats at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and your favorite tackle stores all over the place. The Phil Floats by Pradco.
Your hog update coming up next. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday of the Morning Rush.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Tell everybody, Woo Pig Suey.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason, all the happiest drivers.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The Dandy White Perch. big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores.
Store today at 844 PDS Door or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Brew Pig Suey is back. The Arkansas Razorbacks Outdoor Beer Festival is almost here and will be held prior to the Razorback football game on September 14th versus UAB. The festival will be held on the west lawn of Bud Walton Arena from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and features 25-plus breweries, a live DJ, local food trucks, and more. Tickets start at just $50 and include a limited edition tasting cup, unlimited pours, and more. With all proceeds from the event benefiting Arkansas Edge NIL. Visit ArkansasRazorbacks.com for more information.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Coach Mike Gundy was on the Chuck and Bo show to close out their program this morning. Talked about Arkansas a little bit. Here's what the coach of Oklahoma State had to say.
It's a good game regionally because there's such crossover. We've got, as you said, a lot of Arkansas high school grads over here. There's quite a few middle Oklahoma to eastern Oklahoma high school grads that go to school over there. And there's no reason for us to not play. One is because as we've moved into a 12-team playoff, I think the committee is going to show more respect to teams that are playing difficult non-conference games. Arkansas and Oklahoma State are close. We can go home and homes, and fans can get back and forth. They've changed their team with free agency in the portal. They've got 6 or 7 guys playing for them now that weren't playing for them last year that have really played well in the last game, and so they've done a good job in the offseason with free agency of picking up guys that are impact players.
Tommy, you heard the tail end there, and I thought of this as I listened to it this morning live. Does that make it more difficult to game plan against a team? Like we mentioned, Oklahoma State's got, I think it's 20-some-odd starters between special teams, defense, and offense. You know what they did because you watched it last year. Is it harder to game plan for a team when you've only got like one game tape to watch them this season?
Well, I think, and again, I'm not a coach, but I would imagine they watched some A&M film. They've watched some Boise State film with Talon Green. They've watched a lot of Arkansas film. I mean, it's still Sam Pittman's football team, but it's Bobby Petrino's offense. It's it's T. Will's defense. So I imagine their analysts and their staff. We got to remember, it's not just the on the field coaches doing all this work to prep. They start this way back when. And I imagine they've watched a lot of film on a lot of opponents, including Arkansas, and probably a variety of places for the Razorbacks. With teams turning over so much because of the transfer portal, with the exception of Clemson, I don't know what last year's film is good for in these early season games, or at least as much. I think probably in a lot of cases you got to go out and look at players and where they played last year.
One of the recent additions for Arkansas, Fernando Carmona Jr., won the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. Hopefully we'll see his name announced a few other times this upcoming season. For this weekend, it's a combination of, you heard Gundy talking about Arkansas and Oklahoma State connections. For those that don't remember, Colin Clay was a former Arkansas Razorback and came in the same time, I guess, as Eric Gregory did. Colin's from Putnam, I think, Oklahoma. Here's Eric talking about his relationship with Colin, who's in Stillwater now as a defensive lineman for the Cowboys.
Keep in contact here and there. He just got married recently, I believe, in the summer. Congratulate him on that. But, it's still my boy. And, he came off an injury, I believe 2 years ago. So he was kind of like me coming in too, man. We were big DNs playing, and then, injuries happen. We gained a little weight, and then we get thrown aside. We kind of got we had the same mindset of just being physical and playing through the whistle. So I feel like that's what he's going to bring when he come in and play.
Tommy, I know this game would have meant a lot to A.J. Green. He's not going to be able to participate due to an injury he suffered in the offseason. But not only do you have some student and family connections, you got some player connections on both sides too.
Yeah, and again, when you play a regional game, you're going to have connections, and it's not a surprise that these are some of the storylines we got this week.
All right, that's your Hog Update. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Now, we don't know about Andrew Armstrong's status for Saturday, Tommy, but we do know that Luke Haas is going to be suiting up. Shane from Dirks points out that he thinks he's going to have a big impact. I wonder for Luke. Now, I brought this up earlier. Fayetteville's not that far from Bixby, Oklahoma, but to play in your home state, maybe more family in town for this game in Boone Pickens this weekend. I mean, how does he not get overhyped for a game like this weekend playing back in Oklahoma?
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, overhyped and hyped. I'm sure this game's important to him. This game is motivating to him. But I guess all the prep. I don't know how to answer that because I'm not in his position. But I would say all the work you put in probably keeps you grounded to the job. And once you get out there and the game starts, you don't have time to worry about all that stuff. So getting overhyped is something you do before the game. Once the game starts, someone hits you in the mouth, then it's a whole different deal.
I know Ty Washington had a touchdown. I don't remember if Varkey Gums caught a pass or not, but we saw, at least in game one, the tight ends are going to have an impact in Bobby Petrino's offense, and I would guess especially if Andrew Armstrong can't go on Saturday, Taylor's going to be looking for him early and often in this football game.
He's one of your primary targets on offense, and I mean, if you start listing out players and, hey, this is the best player on the football team, it wouldn't take very long to get down to Luke's name. So he's one of your better players. And it's Derek's, not Dirk's. I apologize, JT and Hot Springs and Shane. Still learning an Arkansas town or two as we continue to receive them on the text line. Getting some pushback as well for what I said about Andrew Armstrong. We'll address some of that coming up, continuing to take your calls and text as well. Now, we had a chance to catch up with Larry Rath yesterday of Rath Auto Resources, and Larry was telling you about state sales tax paid when you trade. They've also got a car show coming up in Chaffee Crossing on September the 21st that they're really excited about. I've gotten a chance to stop in there a few times at the Meineke Car Care Center. One thing about both locations in Springdale at Rath Mitsubishi and at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, they're going to make sure you're taken care of. Larry really cares about his dealership. Just go to their Google ratings. They've got like 500 plus Google ratings, so like a 4.8 or a 4.9. So it's not just me saying it. It's customers repeating, saying it over and over again. So whether you need something with your vehicle or you're in the market for a newer pre-owned, trust Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. All right, when we return, we'll get into our Morning Rush Daily question and continue to react here on What's Your Beef Wednesday.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I'm ready to roll right now, Ty. Have a great day.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
The Study Basketball Training has moved to the Hangout in Fort Smith. With basketball training classes from kindergarten through high school, there is a spot for your athlete. Depending on your skill set and training needs, the Study offers 3 class options: fundamentals, advanced, and 94 feet. You can also work on your explosiveness with Vertimax training or perfect your shot on the Dr. Dish machine. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thestudyhoops.com for more details. Fitness, sports, and now the Study Basketball Training. Let's hang out.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com. Carpath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
So here I was walking into the Mountain Home Walmart last night in the Baxter County studio this morning on the Norfolk River. I'm walking through the door last night, Ty, and here is a guy having him a complete and total come apart. I mean, he is in that self-checkout, and he is pissed. And the first thing I hear is keep your bleepity-bleep stuff, and you can put it up your bleepity-bleep self.
Okay.
Apparently, whatever he was trying to check out couldn't be done at the self-checkout, and one of the kind ladies there was then directing him down to another register. So his entire basket of things, which clearly he was making it clear he'd already processed himself through the self-checkout, which, just thrills me to no end when I get to do that. So here comes a manager. And the manager's trying to calm the situation, trying to bring the heat level down.
Okay.
And he gives him an earful. Well, if you would get some mother blanking checkers up here, we wouldn't have to go through all this bleepity bleep 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 stuff. And this continues on for about 30. And this guy's having a complete meltdown. And I got to be honest. I wanted to stand and applaud. The crowd was gathering, but when he was hammering them over self-checkout, I wanted to stand up and say, bravo, sir. Bravo.
Bravo.
Your Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by Cart Pass Social. Cart Pass Social. Cart Pass Social. What is the biggest public meltdown you've ever had?
Oh, that's
What is the biggest come apart you've had? I mean, because this guy was, he was making George Carlin blush. I mean, he was letting them have it, and I found it wildly entertaining. And people were gathering, and there was a few ladies that were clutching at their pearls. And then, the thing, he was getting the look from his wife, but she didn't seem ashamed either. So again, sir, if you're listening,
proud of him.
bravo. This happened around 5:30, 5:45 in the Mountain Home Walmart last night.
The number one Pradco lures I found out. From
I stand and applaud because I agree with the fact that, hey, if we get some checkers up there, we wouldn't have to deal with some of this nonsense you were clearly going through. I get frustrated too. So, Ty, what's the biggest come apart you've had out in public?
Something to do with alcohol and being an idiot.
Okay, what's the biggest sober come apart you've had in public? Because one thing if you do it when you're inebriated, it's one thing. I don't say you get a pass, but that's not true. But when you just get really PO'd about something, what is?
I gotta be honest. I wish you get. I'm gonna sound like Clay or Chuck. I wish you would have given me some heads up on this.
That's what makes.
I've got to think about it. But there's probably one that hasn't. Let
me give you one, and this is one my kids still love to remind me of, and I'll give you a moment to think about and craft your answer.
I think I got one.
Bit. All right, so McDonald's was doing the $1 drinks a while back, a couple years ago, right?
Okay.
And every drink, big or small, medium, didn't matter, all $1, right?
Okay.
And so we get to the Walmart, and we're in Arizona, between Sedona and Phoenix.
Okay.
And kids want something to eat, drink, whatever. Well, we get there, and I order a large Sprite, a large Coke, a large whatever, Can I get a vodka cranberry? They said no. They say, well, sir, we only have small cups. I said, that's all you got. And it was still $1. I large drinks are $1, right? So should I have to still pay the same $1 for the small cup? And they were reminding me that. So we had a little bit of a come apart on that. So
I could see that.
Anytime you're induced in traffic with kids locked in the car, I think it just pushes you to the last nerve.
Tyler and El Dorado.
That's one of my and that's been a few years ago. But
hopefully,
outside of the golf course, I hadn't had a lot of rips in the seams lately.
Hopefully, Derek and Zach are listening. Tyler and El Dorado wants to know what Derek's is. I'm assuming he has had one. I would think mine, you go back probably 10 or so years ago. I think I'm still in college at the time, and I'm in an Oklahoma City playoff game, and I don't have any money, so we bought really cheap tickets. We're up top. It's the end of the first half, and I've been looking at these prime center court, center cut seats the whole time. Yeah. And no one sat at them. And so I make my way down there at half and sit in them through into the third quarter. And then this attendant, it comes over and it's like, sir, you can't sit here, Baba. It's like, it's the third quarter. No one's here.
Yeah.
It's a playoff game. Look at me. I don't have anybody. Just let me sit. And I had to, in addition, the public meltdown of that, I also took 2 of the playoff Thunder shirts that were sitting on the seats. So for those that have ever been to Loud City or an NBA game, they always give the playoff T-shirts. And so I took 2 of them and put them in my bag. And it's like, you have to give those back. I'm like, no one's here. Like, it's the third quarter. Just let me sit. And I just got pulled out.
Did they escort you out and all that?
Yes, they escorted me up. I did not get kicked out of the arena, but I got put back in the nosebleeds where they thought I belonged. And that was just frustrating. It took me a little bit to remember that. But I got the 2 shirts that I would have given out to 2 of my Thunder friends years ago and removed while everybody is watching.
That's the definition of this. You got to stop everybody. Everything else has to stop.
Yes.
And all eyes on you. This is not one of those I just got pissed off. No, you have to make a scene. One that will embarrass your wife and children in public, as Ron White would say. You can't just get mad and yell a little bit. This guy took his shopping cart and kind of banged it into the self-checkout there. And he made it pretty clear he wasn't putting that cart full of groceries back up. They could put that bleep up themselves.
It's
entertaining.
This is
bravo, sir.
Yeah,
Bravo.
I'm reminded that a lot of these decisions that are made at the store level are not made by the manager, the checkout girl, or the waiter, whoever the case may be. I always have to, because I've worked in the food industry, I've worked in other industries, I got to remember, it's like, these are not decided by them. They're just told by corporate. But at the time, in the moment, like you're saying, you don't think about that, and you react in a certain way. So I get it from his standpoint, but I also try and hone in a little bit. And it's like, calm down, just relax.
I have to dial it in because the last thing I want is after having one of these fits of immaturity, a rage of immaturity, someone say, "Hey man, really love the show." That's the last thing you want to have happen in the grocery store after you've shown your hind end to the whole world.
We're like
love the show, love the new time slot.
We're like athletes and coaches. We're under a microscope 24/7.
I don't know about that.
Got to make sure we behave off air from 9 to 11 a.m. as best we can.
See, you ever lost your you just lost your marble somewhere in public? Someone make you mad?
I have not really done it that bad, but one time it was about to be a Razorback kickoff, and I was kind of running behind, and there was a long lit line in front of me, and people act like they don't know how to pull their phones out, and
that can get frustrating.
And I was getting mad, and somebody finally said, "Here, you can go in front of me," and that was about the most I've lost my temper.
The extent, and that's the thing. Download, and this is a message, because we have the Razorback ticket app, and we have to do it that way. Download your tickets before. Like my aunt's already sent me my tickets for Saturday with me and my buddy.
I screenshot
them. Download them.
Doesn't work that way anymore, Hoss.
Yeah, it doesn't. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. If you haven't seen not just Northwest Arkansas, but Arkansas's #1 golf facility, you should check it out this weekend. They're hosting a tailgate party for the Oklahoma State game. You can rent out bays at cartpasssocial.com. You can watch college football there all day long. It's a great place to watch away football games this fall and home games. If you can't make it to Fayetteville for the game, you could drive over to Lowell at Cart Pass Social. cartpasssocial.com. Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richards Country Meat Market. I kind of gave the question there, what is, it has to be in public. This can't be something you're in your car and you're just mad because traffic's
or with
backed
your
up.
wife or something.
This, again, you have to attract a crowd. People have to stop and say, he's really giving it to the old assistant manager there. So if you got one, text it in. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Fits perfectly into today's conversation.
We get all of our anger out from 9 to 11 a.m. from time to time.
I don't know about all that.
And then we occasionally
top a few 8-irons down the fairway, and you get eat up with it a little bit.
Well, a few people are beefing with me this morning on my take that they can't win without Andrew Armstrong. Seth and Rogers chimes in, says, "Come on, Ty. One guy isn't the difference, especially a guy that
tried to tell him
Hasn't
that.
practiced. Text from the 479 also disagrees with me. Armstrong is an excellent receiver. However, South Dakota State had receivers open all day last week.
See, your disrespect for Tesla and Satania and Luke Haas, it just, you want to walk that back any?
Not at all.
None?
Not at all. Not at all. It's they're not playing the show me state, but for a lot of fans, you got to show us what you got on Saturday. I mean, it's one thing. Again, who you played last Thursday.
Isaiah, you hear it? He's disrespecting you, boys.
Well,
he doesn't believe in you. Ty doesn't believe in you.
I would love a nice little go route to start things off and Talon hit him in stride, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Scott Nozark chimes in, says, Ty, you're sounding awfully hog mild this morning, saying the Hogs aren't going to win. You're starting to sound like Brian and Ozark. Hogs by 17 from Scott in Ozark. And I was wondering, Tommy, when the tide was going to change, where people were going to jump on board and thinking they were going to win this week. Again, what I said, I don't think they can win without Andrew Armstrong. That's the position I'm holding. It's a position I'll hold during kickoff as well. I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's other ways that they find it. But you mentioned Satania there, Tommy. We saw him a little bit. I think he had either one or two catches in that game. Had that punt return for a touchdown, but it was called back due to a penalty. Could he be unleashed in Stillwater on Saturday? We heard things all offseason long. Could you see a breakout game for him on Saturday? We've been waiting on it for a couple years now, I guess.
Nah, breakout game for Satania. I want to make sure I heard exactly who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the speed, and I think he's got the hands. I mean, again, I don't want to put I would be basing my opinion on last year, and I can't really base anything on what I saw last Thursday, a week from tomorrow. So, again, I felt this way. We've talked this game up for a reason. I think if you get too certain about your opinions, but going into this game, you can be made a fool of. And I just think we've still got to learn. I think there's a lot to learn, win or lose, out of this game. I just pray they're competitive. Be within somewhere near the line right now, which is just over a touchdown.
So if you go back and look at Ollie Gordon's stats from the last game, he had over 100 yards, but his longest run from scrimmage was only 12 yards. And now they're going up against a better defensive line in Arkansas on Saturday. Gundy got asked about that on Monday. Here's what he said.
When you play a team in the SEC, you're going to play girth. You're going to play massive guys that have a lot of size and they're physical in the box. And, they have a really good geographical location for producing bigger type bodies like that. And so that's where I mentioned that we need to make good strides between last week and this week in order to block a completely different front than what we saw last week.
Veteran offensive line versus an SEC defensive line. Tommy, we'll see what happens.
Arkansas game day starts at 6 a.m., brought to you by the Stadium Shop, also brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms. We'll have that live from Stillwater beginning Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Hey, if you're getting your game day menu ready, let the folks at Sassy's help you out. In fact, they'll have the games on at the restaurants. If you're not going, you look for a place to go. You can go to either location, the original Red House on College or the location just off the Weddington exit on Steamboat, and watch it there. Get your Razor Packs to go for home gates, or if you're going to Stillwater, they'll get it ready for you to get the day before and take it with you. That's Sassy's original Red House on College, Sassy's Barbecue and Grill on Steamboat, just off the Weddington exit. Eat, drink, and be sassy.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult belt sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This is The Morning Rush.
End of season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's BV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers' low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
It's summer clearance sale time at Julco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Rig, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Julco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
This summer at Hardee's, the BLT gets an upgrade with the new Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich. The classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato, atop a famous charbroiled burger or signature hand-breaded chicken sandwich, all between two thick slices of toasted sourdough. Only for a limited time at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment. 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see an increase in the sunshine. There's a slight chance of seeing a few showers or storms across the south today. Highs this afternoon in the low to mid 80s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. An overnight low will drop down into the low 60s north, upper 60s south, and then a few isolated showers or storms for Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
He's been at Oklahoma, but I think when he was at Oklahoma, I was at Maryland or something. I can't remember. I had seen him before, know people that know him more so than me. He's a lot older than me. I say that jokingly, but people that I know that know him speak very highly of him as a person and a football coach. Just been more aware of him and not really known him. I told Kenzie and Ginger to bark if they saw Coach Pittman or Coach Petrino.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those. Oh.
And we welcome you to hour number 2 of a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Typically, Clay Henry joins us in this hour. He's going to be with us tomorrow as we're live in Mountain Home. We're going to chat a little bit with our friend Richard Davenport. A little recruiting as we continue on to hour 2, Tommy.
Yeah, it's What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville for the best selection of all the great meats to go on the grill. Stop by and see our friends at Richard's Country Meat Market just off College in Fayetteville or richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Couple programming notes. You mentioned it there. We're going to be in Baxter County all day tomorrow from 9 a.m. with the Morning Rush till 6 o'clock tonight with Ruskin and Zach, or tomorrow night. We're going to be at Mountain Valley of the Ozarks, taking over Mountain Home tomorrow. They're at 2489 Highway 62 West, just right across from the Ford and the GM store in Mountain Home. If you're coming in from Yellville, they're on 62412. You're just going to run right by it. If you're headed that direction towards Mountain Home before you get to the Shed Hopper bypass, it will be on your left, just past the entrance to Big Creek Country Club. We're going to be giving away a Rugged Road cooler that's valued at $350. We got tickets to see Pam Tillis. And for those that watch Moonshiners, Killer Bees, the comedian's going to be in Branson. Got tickets for that. Ty, here's the best thing that you're going to hear out of this. Free hamburgers and hot dogs.
And our show is actually around lunchtime now, so we get to enjoy that.
They don't start till 11, so we're going to be done by then. So I don't know. You might not get to eat,
they'll make them early for us.
Hamburgers and hot dogs from 11 to 1. What's that? That leaves Ruskin and Zach high and dry, I guess. So I have to get there early. So come by and
You know
see
them, man. Always never procrastinating. Always getting there on time and by on time hours before.
Plus all the water you can drink tomorrow. The best water, Mountain Valley Water of the Ozarks, is going to be in Mountain Home tomorrow. So check them out at mountainvalleyozarks.com. So we'll be having a great time. Me and you and Clay going to have dinner tonight. Looking forward to that.
And Brother Phil.
Me, did I not say Phil? Yeah, me, you, Phil, and Clay having dinner tonight. So looking forward to all that. All right, Richard, just a second. We got a cool event coming up I want to mention real quick. It's I don't know if you've heard of the Team Luke well, it's not fundraiser. I want to talk about their organization a little bit. They help children with severe brain injuries, and they're having a fundraiser coming up. You can go to Team Luke. Just type in Team Luke, hopeforminds.org. But if unfortunately, Luke passed away a few years ago, but his legacy lives on. He had a traumatic brain injury as a young child, and since then, the tennis community has really rallied around this cause and supporting children after a brain injury. John Calipari is going to be the speaker. This is going to be at Pinnacle Country Club on September 17th, Ty. So for those that have not had a chance to be around Coach Cal, would like to hear him speak, here is a limited opportunity to do that in a couple of Tuesdays, I think 2 weeks from yesterday. You can still get tickets right now. All you need to do is go to teamlukehopeforminds.org. It's right there. You've probably seen it on social media. Tables are still available. Tickets are still available. Sponsorships are still available, and some include a private VIP cocktail party with Coach Cal as well. I can't imagine what the silent auction and the live auctions are going to look like. Probably going to be some great prizes and some great things you can win there. Joe Klein's going to make an appearance as well. So it's a night of hope, supporting children after brain injury, September 17th. Get your tables now. Don't miss the VIP meet and greet and cocktail party for premium sponsors as well. Get all the tickets and sponsorship information at teamlukehopeforminds.org. When I checked with Bobby about 3 or 4 days ago, they had 9 or 10 tables left. That was it. So if you want one to this event, go to teamlukehopeforminds.org, and we'll see you at Pinnacle Country Club on September 17th.
As we bring in Richard Davenport, I want to go back to Gundy's comments Monday about recruiting in this football game.
The business side of what we're getting into, I don't know anymore. I think the business side, based on the same thing we talk about over and over, if she signs off on what we think she's going to sign off on, recruiting will be limited. Negotiating will be prominent.
Richard, that was in response to the importance of who wins this game for recruiting. You think about Arkansas and Oklahoma State, they go after similar players in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas in some cases, but he kind of redirected it towards business and NIL. How much less of an impact is this game on recruiting with how college sports has changed nowadays?
Let me start off first. I want to give a shout out to Dennis Brandt at House of Webster and Rogers. If you've ever liked salsa and jams and stuff like that, check them out. But anyway, talking about that, that's an interesting thought, and it's just a reality of college football and college athletics right now. As far as Arkansas and Oklahoma State going head-to-head and recruiting-wise, that definitely happens. Mm-hmm. Whether or not, this game I have a huge impact either way, it will help a little bit for whoever wins, but I don't think it's a huge deciding factor. I think kids are going to go to the school that best fits them, and obviously they could, the NIL situation could also come into effect and revenue sharing and stuff like that too. So, I think it can help, but I don't think it's a huge deal.
Mike Gundy also spoke to Arkansas's girthy offensive line, as he called it, an SEC offensive line, and this Oklahoma State offensive line has over 200 starts. What dynamic do you see playing out Saturday against a veteran offensive line versus maybe a bigger, more athletic Arkansas offensive line? What does that look like to you?
Well, I mean, obviously the line of scrimmage usually decides, the game, whichever game you're watching. It's a line of scrimmage game, and whoever has the best day you'll probably will come out with the win, unless you throw some other intangibles in there as far as turnovers and big plays and stuff like that. But if you can't win the line of scrimmage, I mean, we saw that last year, especially with the Arkansas offensive line. You're probably not going to be successful. I just tend to think that Arkansas probably has overall a better talent pool than Oklahoma State, and I think that should be reflected on Saturday. But at the same time, when you're going on the road against a good opponent, that kind of helps even things out.
Yeah. Anyone stand out to you in game one with the newcomers? We'll include the portal players and the high school players. What was it? 85 different players got on the field. Anyone stand out to you last Thursday against Pine Bluff?
Obviously Taylor. I mean, we talked about him and how he can be a difference maker, with his running ability and his passing ability. But I think he's a guy that could help Arkansas, maybe cover up some weaknesses that they may have, maybe on the offensive line. I think the offensive line is much improved, but at the same time, a guy that has that much ability to make things happen when things break down, I think is a huge plus for Arkansas. I think the linebackers, the new linebackers, also kind of showed their capability. But I mean, when you play UAPB, no disrespect kind of expect to dominate them like Arkansas did, and that's something that obviously they didn't do last year against Western Carolina, and that kind of showed some concerns, and those concerns kind of showed up later on in the season. So, but overall, I think the newcomers kind of showed their worth, and why this staff is kind of excited about the portal haul that they had.
Yeah. Scoring 70 points, 10 for 10 offensively on possessions, pitching a shutout defense against Pine Bluff. Is that a big enough peg that you can hang a hat on early in this recruiting process for the fall? Is that? I mean, it's got to be worth talking about because it's right now the only thing you got worth talking about. But till Saturday, is that enough peg to hang your hat on last week or so?
Well, I mean, I think it's encouraging. I don't think it's enough, obviously to hang your hat on, but it's definitely encouraging based on what happened last year in the opening game, and that they did what they were supposed to do last Thursday, and it was to dominate on both sides of the ball, and they did that, and I think that's why a lot of fans are maybe a little bit more optimistic about the season than what it was last year when obviously they struggled offensively. As far as the offensive line, but I think I kind of said this going into even before the UAPB game. I think a good SEC team beats an Oklahoma State team. Now, obviously, I just said earlier about the road being on the road kind of evens things out a little bit more. But I think Arkansas is the better team, and they should win on Saturday. Doesn't mean that they will, but I just tend to think that. Overall talent will help Arkansas get a victory on Saturday.
We're talking with Richard Davenport this morning here on the Morning Rush. RD, Arkansas will finally host a home game this next weekend against UAB. If they win this Saturday, could you see more recruits winding up in Fayetteville for that game against the Blazers?
I think it would help. Obviously, when you beat a good top 25 team on the road, that's going to get attention. But for the most part, kids usually have their visits kind of scheduled out, planned out. But at the same time, it may sway a guy or two here and there to say, well, instead of going to Kansas or Oklahoma or whoever, maybe I'll check out Arkansas, and maybe pique their interest a little bit more.
And I think with this game this weekend, listening to the conversation surrounding Mike Gundy and all the coaches that have been here at Arkansas previously, how shocking is it that he's the second longest tenured coach in college football, him and Kyle Whittingham, in fact, Ferentz is first. Are you surprised he lasted that long in Stillwater?
Who wouldn't be in this climate? I mean, you look what has happened to Norvell at Florida State. I mean, he's 23. He's won 23 games in the last two seasons. Kind of got the program going in the right direction. Now he's a total idiot because he's lost the first two games, and Florida State. Some Florida State fans are ready to get rid of him. It blows me away how fickle fan bases can be, and I get it. I do. People, want to win want to live in the immediate, and when things are going bad, they're all their focus is on is how bad that team is, and doesn't really. They don't take into account Norvell before he got there. They had Willie Taggart.
Yep.
And things went south. It took two rebuilding seasons. And last year, if the quarterback doesn't get hurt, they probably would have been in the playoffs. But it does. It surprises me. I mean, you could look at Sam and what happened last year. Large part of the fan base was ready to get rid of him. This year, if he has a good season, he obviously will be in good graces with the fan base again. But it amazes me how some and a lot of times it's the vocal minority just go to the extreme and make it seem like the world's coming to an end when reality, what Norvell has done at Florida State the past 2 seasons shows that, you know, he's a good coach, and his track record before that shows he's a good coach. But you lose 2 straight. Hey, I get it. That's just the product. That's just the way it is nowadays.
Richard, we'll leave it there, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, and we'll react to hopefully some good recruiting news this next Wednesday.
All right, buddy. We'll see you guys.
All right, Richard Davenport with us here. We talk recruiting this part of the week every week. Richard with us here on Wednesdays on the Morning Rush. It's brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72. Off of I-49 in Springdale. Ty, we're getting camping weather coming up. I know you've looked at the forecast. Temperature is going to be
Big
daytime highs,
guy.
low 80s. Do what?
It's a big forecast guy.
Well, you should. I mean, how do you know how to dress if you don't know what the forecast is?
Polo, khaki shorts, then it hits November. Jeans, jacket.
Should have let you go to San Francisco that way, but we're going to have some great weather. It's going to be camping weather, fire pit weather. I walked outside way before daylight this morning, and it just had that crisp coolness to the air that I love, and that means it's time to get around your favorite campsites. I'm looking at the Norfolk River right now, the lakes, all the great parks and things we have in our state. Let Wheels RV help you make those memories. Help put you right on the 50-yard line of your favorite spots, whether it's here or somewhere else across the country. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72, off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with our good buddies at Wheels RV.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up in just a bit. Your calls and texts more than welcome. We received plenty of this morning regarding a bunch of things with Mike Gundy. We're going to hear more from him coming up and some Arkansas players as well as we continue on a What's Your Beef Wednesday edition of the Morning Rush.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is Arkansas pitcher Gabe Gacko, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
He struck him out swinging on a breaking ball.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores.
With parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we can do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, let's get into your SEC update this morning. Billy Napier had some interesting comments in his press conference talking about keeping his team's focus, but kind of took a slide at the fans.
We got to become a more consistent team, and we have to execute better. If we can focus on those things and not necessarily what some guy in his basement saying in rural Central Florida on social media, then we got a chance to get better.
I don't know if I would have gone that route, saying rural Central Florida.
What is rural Central Florida? What is that?
Orlando.
Swamps, right?
Yeah.
You don't have basements in swamps.
I wouldn't think so, but
Not that we should take anything he was saying there literal.
no. But he's frustrated.
Kind of, well, he's frustrated because but listen, if I'm gonna get fired and still get most of $28 million or whatever,
yeah.
Then I know you don't want the blemish on your resume, but I guess it's just not a mindset I can understand because we've never had to deal or cope with that. We get fired, we might get 2 weeks, maybe. That's just the way it is for us commoners.
I don't think I get anything. I need to look at my contract.
Maybe 2 days, maybe get 2 hours. But it's just that's the thing, and he's under the gun for what? Lack of performance.
Sucking.
Lack of performance. So I don't want to hear about it. Don't whine about what the fans think when you're making all that money.
Speaking of Florida, Ricky Pearsall, Tommy, the San Francisco wide receiver that got shot with an alleged robbery at Union Square. I don't know how it's alleged, but he's back in the weight room
The other
already.
guy got shot. The assailant was shot too. I think the same bullet maybe.
Yeah. He's back in the weight room already after this incident occurred, which is just wild to me.
Have you heard much of this story? It's amazing that this bullet went through his chest and entered and exited and didn't hit any major organ. They said he'd been playing 4 weeks.
Is it the
you just think about everything that's bound up in there inside that chest cavity and then hit nothing.
He was a good player at Florida.
Man,
talk
about lucky.
He got his lunch taken.
The good Lord was looking after him.
Yes, and in that case, not to gloss over what actually happened, but I saw the headline. Ricky Pearsall is back in the weight room after getting shot. I'm just like, I'd be out for weeks. But that's a different level of college and professional athlete. But to your point, yeah, the important thing is that nothing seriously happened with him, even though that's a serious thing.
Yeah, a bullet enters and exits your chest cavity and doesn't hit anything that that would keep you out more than a month out of football is a pretty amazing thing.
Yeah. Continuing on your SEC update, several schools listed in the AP poll. Georgia's at 1, Texas is at 3, Bama's at 4, Ole Miss is at 6, LSU dropped to 18. Missouri, Tennessee, and Oklahoma also contributed. Tommy, I don't know if you saw some Seattle writer voted Arkansas.
Got one ballot, put Arkansas 24th. I mean, that's fine if it got you enough points that if you counted it out, which we don't, be 42nd or whatever. But that just gives you an insight to how these things work. So one guy had his opinion at 24. That's fine. He probably followed Taylor Green to some degree, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
You got one SEC game this weekend, the South Carolina Gamecocks against the Kentucky Wildcats. All others are non-conference. Best game of the weekend.
So we get our first injury update this week.
That's a great point. And that was something I was thinking about. Would that be now? Is it Wednesday or Thursday? 3 days
Wednesdays,
out?
and then it's updated again game days.
Okay. Cool.
We went over the protocol, but
much bigger deal in Columbia, South Carolina, and Lexington, Kentucky. But still, it'll be. I'm just curious to see, like you said, what that looks like for you and me. I'm kind of ready to see that press release. All right, that is your SEC update here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
And it's brought to you by the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man's looking for people to join their team right now. They are hiring. They've got more work than they can do. It's a good situation that if you're a craftsman, you've got skills building fence, you got welding skills, construction skills. You just got a strong back and a work ethic that fits their team. They're ready to put you to work. Great company. And like I said, you can make a lot of money because they got a lot of work to do. And, when they're backed up and got people that are willing to wait on them because of the work they do, that's the kind of situation you want to be in. 479-782-3936. 782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Let me throw a wrinkle in there as we continue on talking SEC football. I've said for a while I was shocked he didn't get fired last year. But there's no way he makes it through the season. Billy Napier's gone. His time's done in Gainesville. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. If Ole Miss does not make it to the college football playoff this season with that roster and what they have intact, I think Lane Kiffin's going to wind up in Gainesville.
Now, why do you think that?
I think Lane Kiffin passed on the Alabama job. I think he was offered, and he decided he didn't want to follow Nick Saban, which I completely understand why. And I think Florida is a place, while volatile at times, has enough talent surrounding it that you can win national championships. And I think the dynamic of the transfer portal is going to change with the television sharing revenue. And I think if you can't do it with this Ole Miss roster, which might be the best in program history outside of maybe an Archie year, then when are you going to do it?
So I think I know the answer to my next question based on what you just said, but do you think Florida's a better football program than Ole Miss?
Oh, no question.
Really?
I don't think there's any question.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I think historically, clearly.
That is.
But they've only done it, and I heard Ruskin make this point yesterday, and I hadn't thought about it in these terms, but he's 100% right. Florida's only done it with Hall of Fame coaches, much like Arkansas basketball.
Allen is able to find Morgan. He's free.
That you?
Nope, not me.
Rolls out to the left side.
Let's go and delete that, Christian.
Beautiful protection. Lots of time.
Appreciate the help.
I looked at you. I was like, is that you?
Nope, didn't do it. They've done it with Spurrier, and they've done it with Urban Meyer. Florida went through a list of other coaches and has been unable to get to the fans' expectations, to get back to a national championship. So I'm not sure that Florida's a better job. One of the things that they were struggling with was facilities. You wouldn't think Florida would struggle with facilities. They didn't have indoor and a lot of things. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Florida's this step up as the way you describe it from Ole Miss. I really don't. And here's what we don't know. We assume Florida has lots of NIL money.
That's fair.
But we kind of know that Ole Miss does right now.
I think it's for the right guy. And this is just my opinion. I'm not in Gainesville, but you could say that about a lot of football programs. But I think for the right guy, Tommy, in my opinion, and I think Lane Kiffin is that right guy, because I think if in Gainesville, he would win a national championship.
I'm not saying that Lane Kiffin can't go to Florida and win. I'm just saying I'm not sure that Gainesville, Florida is a definite improvement over Oxford, Mississippi. I know he likes the water and all this, and it's closer to, maybe the lifestyle he likes. But I think he needs to finish some business in Oxford. He has had the great fortune of coaching for a long time from a young age.
It's true.
And, he's overcome. I thought Chris Lowe's conversation on Chuck and Bo yesterday was very insightful kind of about the career of Lane Kiffin. And I thought Chris Lowe's conversation, go back and listen to that, was really, really good. It is a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. If you're firing up the grill this weekend or maybe just cooking dinner tonight, we're talking about the weather getting better, get by Richard's. Let them hand cut you a thick bone-in ribeye, or maybe get you some of the fresh seafood they always have brought in. And they can help you with a whole dinner at Richard's. They can do the sides as well. I always love their potato salad that they do with the mayonnaise. It's probably the most coveted thing that you can get at Richard's, honestly, for when it comes to the sides. My brother brings it every year to our family reunion. It is a crowd favorite. He loves going by Richard's and getting that. I love getting by there and getting a big, thick steak. Clay always talking about the fillets that he'll get and keep as well. Richard's Country Meat Market, just off College in Fayetteville. RichardsCountryMeatMarket.com. Stop by and see them for the best variety today. Hey, we're going to be in Mountain Home. Be sure and join us in Baxter County as we're taking over the place tomorrow. We're going to be at Mountain Valley of the Ozarks in Mountain Home, right on Highway 62, across from the Ford and GMC stores, starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be there with the morning rush. Phil will be there with halftime. Clay's going to stop in for the last hour of our program and be with Phil's son as well. And then Ruskin and Zach will be there throughout the afternoon as well. To give away a $350 Rugged Road cooler. Got other giveaways with some tickets and things, hamburgers and hot dogs. It's all tomorrow at Mountain Valley of the Ozarks, starting at 9 a.m. with ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Come by and see us. Won't be far from Gaston's, boys. Need to get over and see your buddy Clint and do some fly fishing or some bait fishing with one of their great guides. Speaking of fly fishing, if it's something you want to learn to do and you've always just, put it off or didn't know who could teach you, that's one of the good things at Gaston's. They have a staff of fly fishing guides that are happy and love to take you out and show you how to cast, spend some time with you in the classroom, showing you how to fly ties, why you use certain ties, and really teaching you the art of fly fishing. So if you said, hey, I've always wanted to fly fish, but I don't know anything about it, where do I start? Gaston's is the place. 870-431-5202. Call Jacob or Cheryl, any of them. Say, hey, Tommy was talking about fly fishing. I want to book one of the guides for a day or two and learn how to fly fish. And you'll start, like I said, learning the art, and then by the end of the day, you'll be in the water, and the next day you'll be doing it on your own. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time. Every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is former Arkansas Razorback and current OKC Thunder guard Isaiah Joe, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
This is Chuck Fawcett with Chuck Fawcett Realty. When I have a HVAC problem or a plumbing problem, I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940. Blaylock Heating and Air.
So to have a red truck rolling your way today, give us a call. That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know. That's 782-8940.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas, and due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand, and we're looking for someone to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
This is Jones, and Jones has some real estate ahead of him. Felix Jones telling everyone to look at his shoe bottoms. Touchdown, Razorbacks. 72 yards of lightning, Felix Jones.
Subscribe to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and share.
So that was a kid you got out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Booker T, Felix Jones, guy that was electric when he was playing at Arkansas. You've had a few other guys. You got one now currently in Luke Has that people love to watch. Bixby, Oklahoma, about 79 miles from Boone Pickens Stadium. Hopefully he'll have a big game on Saturday. Tommy, I don't know if you've seen this already. Do you know the whereabouts of where Coach Gundy does his coaches show? I know some people do, some people don't.
That. I didn't know this till yesterday, till the guys in the afternoon were talking about it.
For those that don't know, we'll share with our audience coming up in just one sec.
Hey, brought to you by APAC Arcola. They have immediate openings in Northwest Arkansas. If you're looking for a new opportunity, maybe just you're ready to move on to something else, they've got great jobs open right now. If you're a licensed CDL driver, they can put you to work this afternoon. You can start right after lunch. If you have got experience in a quarry, you're a diesel mechanic, you've got experience with ready-mix concrete, whether it's paving it, whether it's with asphalt as well, they got opportunities for anyone that's been anywhere close to associated with road construction. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group, they are equal opportunity employers.
All right, for those that don't know, this is the location of Mike Gundy's coaches show.
Head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys in his 20th year. Let's welcome head coach Mike Gundy. Coach Gundy. Good looking group you got here. What do you think?
So it's a nursing home, Tommy, which I found interesting. I've seen restaurants, I've seen bars, I've seen various different places, but of all places where Mike Gundy does his coach's show, it is a nursing home in Stillwater, Oklahoma. You do.
You got a built-in audience.
You do, but I thought that was pretty funny when I saw
He's
that.
been coaching
yesterday.
there their whole life.
Yeah, they've been watching him, and he's I was gonna say I guess he kind of adapts to whoever he's around. Coaches do that, but it is funny to me that that is the first one I've ever heard of being at a location like that, Tommy. But evidently they enjoy it each and every week.
Well, and a lot of those folks that enjoy that remember him as a player.
Great
remember
point.
His brother Cale, and brings back fond memories, I'm sure, for them. So that is unique, though. But I'm going to tell you, I've been through that stage of life with my grandparents, and they would have enjoyed something like that. In their last few years, they would have enjoyed having the coach come and do a show. So I don't fully understand it, but I get it. So.
You brought up Oklahoma. You brought up some of the heritage within Oklahoma State. Our CJ's trivia question coming up is going to be revolving around an Arkansan and the Oklahoma State football program. So stay tuned for that. But about 5 minutes, you mentioned kind of connections. My grandma, for example, is in a nursing home in Tulsa, so I'm going to see her this weekend. My aunt and uncle live over there. There's a lot of relatives and connections. Gundy's kid, I think his middle kid went to school at Arkansas, so just a lot of connections heading in to this weekend. Hopefully, you get a chance to watch it, because I know for some, Tommy, dealing with this DirecTV crap, I was on ESPN.com yesterday, and they had this thing out there basically saying that, hey, if you want to watch the U.S. Open and you're on DirecTV, you can't watch it. It is a real back and forth right now between ABC and Disney and DirecTV. It's not an issue for Arkansas fans this weekend, but when games that Arkansas finds itself on the SEC network, unless something changes and you have DirecTV, you're not going to be able to watch it on your own broadcast network, your own television.
And sometimes they'll get these things resolved, at the last minute. In fact, they're always done at the last minute. So, I hate to be this way. I don't have it. I don't have DirecTV, so I don't say I don't care, but
yeah.
I don't care. So, it's not going to affect me, and I think there's so many ways to get the game and access it anymore. Now, I think we also need to be clear, this is affecting the Disney-owned channels. The local ABC affiliate in our state and in western Arkansas is not a Disney-owned station, so this is not going to affect your ability to watch for what will, for most, be Channel 40 during the game. That's where the game will be. So that's my understanding of it all.
Yeah, Matt Jones, Whole Hog Sports, were a really good piece about it. I just think that it's a beef of mine this morning here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Like, you think, and I'm actually on the side of DirecTV in this, because you're getting all this like direct to consumer product that ESPN is offering now, and for years upon years it's been through Dish, DirecTV. There's various other outlets that use other cable and other things they used, and this contract expired, Tommy, apparently right before the LSU kickoff this past week. That what I was reading, and they haven't been able to come to an agreement since. I just think it's a shame for you fans listening that have to deal with crap like this on not just a yearly basis, it seems like, but a regular basis. Rising TV costs and everything else. And Tommy's, like you always like to say, it's not going down anytime soon.
Nope, and it's just, the cost of doing business. And, here's the thing that would really frustrate you. They're fighting over a quarter per subscriber, because they want a quarter increase or whatever. And this is the lesson to be learned for us, the consumer, is, hey, when you pay your bill, whether it's to YouTube TV, Hulu, or DirecTV, or Dish, or Cox, or any of them, the vast majority of that $80, $90, $120, whatever you're paying a month, goes back to ESPN or Disney in this case, or to whoever owns these networks. You think it just all goes to DirecTV.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. And that, so when you say, when you talk about the SEC network and how and you just think about the money they're making hand over fist and how they can hand out all of this money in college football. Well, this is indirectly how they do it, because Disney has to collect all this money from their subscribers in order to be able to pay out these huge rights fees. That's what all this is.
Scott in Ozark says his Channel 40 isn't working on his DirecTV or Dish TV. It just says DTV, so I'm going to assume one way or another. But I know that that's annoying when you pay for all these channels and your costs continue to rise, not just for sports channels, but various other things. It's quite frustrating.
Yeah. Brought to you by Farm Credit this morning. They have 25 locations in our state. If you're thinking about remodeling or sprucing up your home or maybe building a brand new home for new family memories for you and your family, start at myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com. Let the pros there. They've been doing it for more than 100 years, guiding their customers and your friends and neighbors and people just like you and me through the process of finding the best financing options. The market is ever changing, and they can guide you through it. That's myaglender.com, myaglender.com, or stop in any of Farm Credit's 25 locations. I promise there's one near you.
All right, let's do some trivia here a day later on a Wednesday.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
It's delicious.
There must be 50 customers out there. It's unbelievable.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, so this guy did not play for the University of Arkansas. He's going to get honored in Stillwater on Saturday. He's from the Central Arkansas area. He's a Little Rock Hall standout. Had 34 sacks in his time as an Oklahoma State Cowboy and over 100 in the National Football League. 6-time Pro Bowler, played for the Chargers. Again, he's getting honored. 2-time All-American for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Who am I referring to? You want a chance to win a $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burger gift card? Call us, not text. Call us at 877-377-6963. Tommy's going to the, not Dallas Cowboy, but the Oklahoma State Ring of Honor this Saturday, officially inducted. This was a guy that I was aware of, but I didn't know there was anything happening until this week, until I saw a recent post about it.
Yeah, one of those players you'd like to have back in the day, that's for sure. And there was a few that left to go to the Sooner State in a couple different schools. Here's a good example of that.
All right, so we got someone already. Christian, who we got on line number 1?
Cecil.
Cecil has called. Cecil, do you know who we're talking about?
Of course. I played against him, Leslie O'Neal.
That is correct. Well, that's an interesting perspective. What was it like to play? Go ahead.
Little Rock Hall, Warriors.
Yep, I bet that was probably the toughest matchup you had in high school, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, well, I played linebacker. So, Leslie was a great player, Raven, Ike Jackson. I was great. I was great.
Well, Cecil, you've won a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burger. I know you probably have something else to add, though, don't you?
Yeah, man, it's all good, man. Hey, y'all hit me with them throwback questions. I got them.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. Again, Leslie.
Have a blessed day. All right.
You too, buddy. Again, 34 sacks in his time. An All-American, I think it was 84 and 85, and going in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. I mean, Tommy, anytime you get in the same hall of anything with Barry Sanders, you did something right on the gridiron.
Yep, and you think about Jamel Holloway, you could think about Keith Jackson, you think about O'Neal. It's three that come to mind that either played at OU or OSU that could have been difference makers for you back in the 80s.
Would have loved to have those guys back in the 80s. And Oklahoma State, brought up earlier in the show, there's some similarities between the Arkansas Razorbacks and Oklahoma State. I think if you look, Tommy, at Mike Gundy's track record in nearly 20 years, I guess this is year 20 if I remember correctly at Oklahoma State, it's technically 05 to now, but if you count the number of seasons, I mean, they've nearly hit a 700 winning percentage under Gundy. They've been double-digit winners 8 times in his tenure. I think it was the last 18 years they've been to a bowl game. I mean, if he was coaching Arkansas and here, I think he'd be here for as long as he wanted to. Wouldn't you? With that type of record? Not saying he would because it's the SEC versus the Big 12, but I tend to think if he had that record in Fayetteville, he'd keep on coaching here.
20 years is double 2 lifetimes. I mean, the fact that Houston Nutt made it 10 was incredible, particularly when he had back-to-back losing seasons. But you mentioned this yesterday. When you got a 700 winning percentage, you're going to hang around anywhere a while.
Yeah.
But 10 years is like a lifetime for a preacher, football coach, or a golf pro. Man, you hang out somewhere 10 years, you're going to make people mad. That's just the way it is. when you're in that kind of a visible public position over your
radio too.
Well,
20
I mean,
years.
no, I think we're sheltered more than those guys. I mean, we just
Yeah.
are. So I mean,
I don't know.
so I think. I mean, shoot, I've made it 20 years. So I mean,
That's
yeah,
what I was-
it was got to be. It's
that's
got to
what
be. Got to be more sheltered than those guys. So, but winning covers up for a lot of things. So.
And Gundy's always been off the cuff. He sets what he thinks, and I appreciate that. I think I remember talking with my aunt about this, who's an Oklahoma State alum, when he ripped a reporter for coming after a kid on his football team in the paper. I know national media crucified him for it, but his parents loved that. Like they were really appreciative that Gundy wanted. If someone was going to get a shot taken at him, he'd rather take it at him.
I'm
than
a man.
One of those, yeah. I wish
used
I
to be 40.
I was going to say not 40 anymore. Has one of the best hairstyles in college football. Does have a relationship.
Yeah, that's arguable.
He does have a relationship with Coach Pittman, but it's not like a deep tie or deep friendship. But he's coached against them before. It sounds like, or they at least run into each other.
He's been at Oklahoma, but I think when he was at Oklahoma, I was at Maryland or something. I can't remember. I had seen him before, know people that know him more so than me. He's a lot older than me. I say that jokingly, but people that I know that know him speak very highly of him as a person and a football coach. Just been more aware of him and not really known him. So he must be out there right now.
He's joking with the media on Monday talking about Coach Pittman, but it is two clashes. Now, I think, Tommy, if you look at what Gundy has done over the history of his time, this is not normal. Like running Ollie Gordon for what he did last year and what he's probably going to try and do this game. I mean, this is typically, you think about Brandon Wheaton, you think about Mason Rudolph, Justin Blackmon, Des Bryant, and on and on. I mean, this has been a spread offense, throw it all over the yard. They're going to try and pound Arkansas on Saturday, which is kind of a different style.
Yeah. Hey, summer's winding down and the savings are just beginning at the end of the season sale going on at Burton Pools and Spas, where owning a pool is more affordable than ever. And right now is a great time for a limited time, up to $14,000 off on fiberglass pools. And the first 10 customers, you got to be in here quick, that purchase an Aqua Creek pool with premium vinyl finish will receive a free hot tub. So don't miss this incredible deal that's going on right now. Burton Pools and Spas with 3 locations, Fort Smith, Springdale. They've recently opened in Greenland as well, and you can always find them online at burtonpools.com. They do more than build swimming pools. They build long-term relationships at Burton Pools and Spas.
All right, so we got halftime coming up. Tommy, one more time, let's run down what we're going to be doing tomorrow. The Morning Rush, halftime, Ruskin and Zach, all live in Mountain Home in Baxter County, kind of over in your neck of the woods right now.
Well, yeah, I'm here. I'm the advanced scout team today. I had to come over early, but we're going to be at Mountain Valley of the Ozarks. It's right on Highway 62. 2489 Highway 62 West. Have all the water you can drink, hamburgers and hot dogs. We're going to give away a $350 Rugged Road cooler. Other giveaways include tickets to see Pam Tillis and Killer Bees, the comedian, all going to be in Branson. So we'll have that. Lunch between 11 and 1, and you can come by and try all the Mountain Valley water. There's a complete selection available there. You can find it online at mountainvalleyozarks.com, but we'll be there starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. It's been a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. It's grilling season. Get the absolute best at Richard's Country Meat Market just off College in Fayetteville and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
So excited about that. Excited to see what the fellas could do in Stillwater on Saturday. We'll have pre- and post-game coverage live from Stillwater as well. So that's going to do it for us. If you missed any of our conversation with Richard Davenport or any of the other topics this morning, you can find it in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. For Tommy Kraft, Christian Johnson, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Don't spend the rest of it sitting on your hands. We'll talk tomorrow, 9 a.m. live in Mountain Home.